super curved honing fans, straight razor shaving fans, type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, and carnivore fans. Bill here. It is November the 19th. It's Thanksgiving week of 2023. I, like many people, have through the summer and recent months dropped off for whatever reason. The volume of shave videos that I'm starting to try to get back into it because it is an enjoyable hobby. There might be people who have an interest in pursuing it. The interesting thing is, I think you do a YouTube thing and you post it on YouTube, it kind of lasts forever. So how many times do you need to do it over again for a newbie who may be wanting to learn to hone or learn to straight razor shave? For me, it's kind of become a time where I just kind of talk. Okay, I've developed friends around the world, great people who also enjoy the same hobby. All of you know who you are: Leon, Martin, Gordon, Johan, a lot of people all around the world, people in the United States, and I don't have like a huge following. But I'm using a brush that I got from West Coast Shaving. It's tall, dark. It's a synthetic black. It's a good brush. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I'm not a big brush guy, so I don't have a ton of brushes. I have a handful of brushes, more than I need. I got more of everything that I need. Speaking of more than I need, I'm using a soap that I have not, one of my first soaps, Stirling Executive Man. And this, I think I heard the owner of and founder of Stirling Soaps, Rod Lalune, say that this was his most popular scent, and it was not even close. And it is a take on Creed Aventus, their smell. Interesting thing about soaps, you buy a bunch of soaps, and to me, a softer kind of a soap. I think I called this stuff, because it's kind of soft. I think I called it a crope once, and somebody gave me a head of steam on that. It's not a crope, it's a soap. Well, it's not a cream, and it's not really a hard soap like a milled soap. And I got a whole thing about milling soaps because I researched that, and to almost nobody actually runs soap over a mill any longer. And I used to sell products that were treated that way on similar, actually even some of the identical mills of equipment. The razor for today is the Gustave Lalune, Mon Frère Destrier, my Fine Steed, or something like that. This is the second one I've gotten. This one has a bit of a smile on it. The first one was made from a different forging. Interesting thing on the forge is I noticed there's a new razor that this Jared at the Superior Shave has from France. Is beautiful. I just don't know that I want to that I'm in a position to start buying razors again. But it's a mother of pearl, and it has in some ways this same blank shape with the thumb notch in it. This was a historic shape. This is Razor Sabre France, okay, and this was a historic shape of a forging that was used by Thierry Rasoir, and they had not been doing it anytime recently. This new one that they have is interestingly enough, from what it appears to be, made out of C135 high carbon steel. It's such a beautiful razor. I wish I had the money to get it. The one thing about it that I don't like, I'm not a big fan of razors with a decorative gold wash, because it is, let me call it fugitive. Anyhow, this razor is made from, as I understand, 52-100 steel, slow drop forged, meaning multiple hit on the drop forge rather than single strike high pressure. Beautiful shaver. I touched it up a little bit on 10th micron CBN. And some of the curvy leather straps that I curved them up, mounted them on balsa, and I use. It's what I do. There's videos on that you can see. I'd forgotten how pleasant of a shaver these particular razors were from the, I believe this is, I don't know when this was forged. Some of these, my first one I know was forged decades and decades ago, and it turned up. And put the little dig right in there. We'll see if we start any bleeding. Yep. Just a little bit of a dig. A little too much pressure. Like Leon says, if it ain't bleeding when I'm done, I didn't get cut. Do turn into the long haul tanker. Great straight razor enthusiast. Traveling man. Truck driver. Interesting thing around here that I've done. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to continually rising costs due to the benefits of Bidenomics, including razors. I actually wanted to see who may carry the Razor Sabre France razors anymore. I looked on Razor Sabre France's website. The grinder, the owner, the grinder gentleman, Turkish gent, was an expat, lived in France for a while. Skilled craftsman. Grinds his, fashions his razors on tools that he, machines that he had recovered and rebuilt himself of the old, some probably 100 years old, the double wheel hexa grinder. And he has videos on his YouTube where he shows some of his work. As far as I know, he's from Turkey, so I imagine that's his native language. He's quite fluent in French. I would have thought, listening to his speech, that he was a natural Frenchman, but I'm told that, you know, if you were a natural Frenchman, you would tell that he has a little bit of an accent. But anyhow, I did find these at Razor Emporium. Funny thing is the prices are way up. I mean, they're like double. I mean, you used to get these razors for sub 200. Now, you know, it's like they're over 4, pushing 4. I wonder if that means that we here in the United States is we just print wheelbarrows full of money, truckloads of money. I wonder if that means things aren't really working out that well. So on the issue of costs going up, something that I wanted to talk about was cable cost. Years ago I dropped out of my television cable because it was like 3 or 4 channels I wanted to watch and maybe 2 more, and the cheapest program I had like 3, and then I'd have to spend buy a whole nother program to get the 1 more channel, and then a whole nother program to get the 1 more channel. Normal irritation area, I should be more careful with that. A lot of times that fold in the skin, that change in the skin, I think is a little bit more delicate. But anyhow, so I cut the cable TV and I went with pretty much just internet cable, and because I got tired of paying for a bunch of news services that I were just cramming crap down my throat that I just didn't agree with. That really goes both ways, regardless of what your perspective is on what you want to hear on the news slant. It's like you throw money into the bucket, and then whoever's there, somebody else decides who gets what, not necessarily based on what you're watching or what you want to watch. So, I dropped back to just pretty much straight cable, and I'd watched the normal thing on the cable company where what they do is, here's your price, and it goes up a little this year and a little next year. I'm speaking stateside. I don't necessarily know how things work in other parts of the world. But the cable company, I think sometime they probably talk to my wife and talk her into, we can offer you a faster internet rate up to 1.2 gigahertz per second, and we can reduce your price. And she probably said, oh, you're going to reduce my price and give me faster service. Oh yeah, I want that. Well, what they don't tell you, they don't openly advertise. It's hidden in fine print somewhere, is that, that's a promotional rate. When that promotional rate goes over, the additional service that you just ordered will automatically kick in when you're not looking. And they have gone to a paperless billing, so they don't mail a billing anymore. They're too lazy to mail a damn invoice. So you don't see it. And then they got to the point where they want to do, not only is it paperless billing, okay, they want to do a direct withdrawal from your checking account. And a lot of them have stopped even the direct withdrawals from a credit card account. I guess under their conditions that, well, the credit card company gets a percentage and that's really our money, yada, 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 whatever. So they raised the price, raised it 30%. It's like, okay, 30%, you're saying I got 1.2 gigahertz up to 1.2 gigahertz, which I'm not really even sure. And I made a change, okay, and I'll find out again today as I upload this video, but I believe my upload speeds are, on what I'm using now, is like 3 times as good, which, yeah, how much speed do you actually need? And Xfinity got this great thing going that, they're just taking money out of your checking account before you see it. They raise the price and they don't even tell you. And when I called them and started talking to them, they all of a sudden come out with a thing that'll drop it from the price they raise it to $120 a month. They're going to drop it down to $25 a month, okay, for 2 years. Then it's going to start going back up again. And I'd have probably done that until the approval form that they emailed me that I had to look at. The approval form says, that I understand and that I'm going to allow them to share my information about my usage and my financial information with, who was it? Peacock TV. I don't even know who that is. Okay. And it's like, no, I don't even know. I don't even subscribe to their service. They haven't even mailed me anything. You want me to allow them to start drawing money out of my bank account when I'm not looking? I don't think so. And not a single person in the customer service arena disagreed with me about that particular practice being shockingly wrong. It's interesting that Xfinity cannot tell you what a given rate for cable is unless they have your address. So what that means is they can charge the guy next door less or more than what they charge you, and it's a big secret. Talk about monopolies and how they get away with that. I don't know. But I do believe their monopoly is coming to an end in some places. I saw some chatter about for internet on, and this is geographically selectable, okay? Because the service I went with was a T-Mobile home internet service. Which was advertised. She was advertised as a T-Mobile home internet service, as a 5G wireless service based on the 5G cellular structure. Okay, and their advertisement is, I believe, nationwide, U.S. nationwide. If you have tower service, $50 per month, unlimited data. And no price increases. And their speed is advertised at 200 megabits per second. I'm getting actually 350 or so. And since I live in a quite rural area, it's unlikely, and it's destined to remain largely agriculture in this area. And the towers, line of sight from my house, it's just really great shade. Really great shade. Those Rasoir France razors are some of my favorite. Very thin grind, very thin. And thin grinds, in my opinion, they're pretty easier to get a very sharp edge on, which I like. For me, the sharper the better. Getting a little alum sting all over, as I would kind of expect. So anyhow, I made that change, and Xfinity is kind of sucking wind. They keep calling me up. Oh, we can give you a real cheap rate if you get your cell phones. And I said, well, you guys use the Verizon cell towers, and right down the road, I do, Verizon. When I had Verizon, I used to drop a call all the time. So I thought that was interesting. So, the internet change, the Razor Sabre France razor, Stirling Executive Man, which the volume of, I did want to say, I don't know if it did say it, the volume of soaps that I have, the smell of these things seems, I could be wrong, but I think over the years it dissipates on the scents. So I probably have enough soap to last me for the rest of my life. I'm using a little bit of the Stirling aftershave balm. All natural oils. That's the glacial level. Unscented. And with that, and I'm going to finish off with, and to tell you how long, to show you how long I have had Stirling Executive Man, how long has it been since they've used this particular bottle? Quite a number of years. And it's just not, even though it's his most popular, it's just not my top scent. Okay, I do like it. It's just not the top for me. So that's that. Fortunately, a little bit shorter than usual. I'll probably dab a little bit of powder on. Might as well do that while you're watching. Use the washcloth and the powder and powder bomb, and this powder pumper is really getting. Let's see. Let's see what I got down here. All right, so for the powder, I think I'm going to use the Trumper talc powder. Talcum powder is a thing that seems to be disappearing. Everybody's, and this one smells very, very reminiscent of the traditional, even though Trumper is generally considered a man's type thing, I think. Okay. It has a baby powder type of smell, the typical baby powder, a lot like the Johnson & Johnson baby powder used to be. But it seems that sorry for ditching you. It seems that the UK seems to be the only place where they haven't yet caved into the abandonment and the ditching of talc. What a great shave. Do enjoy your day, folk. Enjoy your week. If you're here in the United States and you're celebrating the holiday we know as Thanksgiving, please have a good one. Don't overeat. I always overeat, although I don't too much anymore, and I'll eat a lot less. So I'm largely carnivore, so I'll eat the turkey, I'll eat some skin. I might make some sort of a gravy out of the drippings, but I won't put flour in it. And mashed potatoes with that floured gravy and stuffing and all are pretty much off of the menu for me these days. It works for me. It feels better. It's just me. I think probably the YouTube algorithms, because YouTube listens to whoever it is that screams to them, and they'll cut you off if you say anything like the World Health Organization does not agree with. They'll just cut you off. So do what works for you. I'm saying that I'm doing what works for me in terms of my eating program. I'm finding that the level of medications that I used to take that continuously made me feel worse and worse and worse are less and less as I wean myself from them. And you're not going to find a doctor. You're not going to find YouTube. You're not going to find the World Health Organization. You're not going to find the Centers for Disease Control. These people are not going to give a plan for you to get off of the medication once you start it. And the statin drug I was on, the most powerful statin drug made, did not prevent me from having a second heart attack. Okay, where's the accountability for that? They guaranteed that this was going to save my life, and all of a sudden, I have another heart attack. Okay, way back when. And their drug didn't help, and their drug kept me in pain all the time. I was always in pain. I don't suffer that pain any longer. So, but check with your doctor for whatever. Don't, I'm just telling my story. So thanks for tuning in. This is Bill, wishing you all well.